We are back. We are back, and I'm speaking today with Mr. Billy S., artist extraordinaire, musician, singer, songwriter. And it's funny because I thought about one time. It would be fun to paint, but it seems like it's an expensive endeavor because you got to have all that. You got to constantly buy material.
Well, this is the deal. I have been pretty poor and still painted. The deal is the most expensive paints aren't going to make the painting any better.
Right.
But the cheapest paints and your idea can make something profound.
Right on.
And I've often been to where I'm really getting the cheapest paint I can because that's what I can afford and I need this color. Or
right.
You can always make your colors or whatever. But so, yeah, it's... you can really get by with $20 worth of paint.
And do you find a lot of things, like I noticed some of your paintings you'll do on like boards and stuff like that?
Yeah, I like to paint on anything and everything. I even painted a few guitars around. There's a Planets and Stars painting of Will with Radar Cinema.
Okay.
I painted his Strat for him.
I don't know his last name.
Yeah. What's Will's name? Duckworth. Thank you, Will. I love
Will. What's up?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, he's got one of those. So painting on even metal, I paint on a lot of roof tin, some found pieces.
Yeah, I like that. Reclaiming things and making art with it. I really enjoy that.
I've actually felt real bad about throwing away a board before. I'd rather at least paint on it. And, and almost really anything, even some cardboard pieces. One of my most expensive paintings I've ever sold was a piece of cardboard at the House of Blues in Myrtle. My art used to be in there till they got bought out by Live Nation.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I was in there about 15 years.
Wow, that's cool.
But I had this piece of cardboard that was framed 2 foot by 4, sold for $1,800.
Whoa, nice.
And it was cardboard.
Nice.
Yeah. When they called me and said, "Oh, well, we got a buyer for the face," and I went, "Oh," and they know it's cardboard, right? They go, "Oh yeah, they know. They've got it down, looked at it, they love it."
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. I just recently got into, and I think I want to do this eventually. I want to build a house out of reclaimed material.
That's cool.
And and I want it to be tiny. I don't want it to be big. Maybe 200 square foot, maybe, with a loft, little cabin. Do it where it's
functional space,
solar powered.
Right.
I've been looking into raw land, and you can get, especially up in the mountains, you can get really cheap acreage.
I would think,
up on the mountains. So I was thinking about doing something like that whenever I get older and just be like, I'm going to go live in the woods and play my guitar in the valley,
All you need, right, plant me a garden and fish in the creek. Yeah.
I was just recently in Washington State, and they have the second largest public park behind Central Park is in Washington State. It's called Point something Point. Anyway, it's an incredible park. It's huge, and I was walking through there one day, and I was walking by this little creek bed, and it had these big rocks in the creek bed, and it was a pretty deep, creek bed. And I heard steel drum, and I was like, "That's so weird."
Cool.
And it was just like wafting through the, out through the,
Somebody
forest.
was out there having an experience.
And there was this guy down. He had climbed down into the bedrock and was down in that creek bed playing a steel drum, and you could hear it for miles around because it was echoing throughout there. It was so awesome. And I was like, that's beautiful, because usually buskers are looking for tips. You can't climb down there and tip that dude.
No, he's doing
it for just the pleasure of it.
Yeah.
And
he's having an experience.
That stuff like that's just a beautiful thing to me. Now, I remember the first time I saw your paintings was at Arts in the Heart years ago.
Yeah.
And do you still do the Arts in the Heart? And
well, yeah, I'm hoping to do it this year. I put in my I did get in under the deadline. The deadline was Friday at 5, and I had my completed thing. It said, you have entered Arts in the Heart, and that was at 4:56.
Whoa.
I had 4 minutes left.
He was down to the wire.
So I'm in. I don't know if I'm in, but I'm into the
system
when they check you out. Yeah.
And you.
But I've done it every year, I think.
You paint on site there, don't you?
That's my thing. Is I really love to. I never, as a kid, walked by somebody that was painting, and I've learned that because I enjoy sitting on the ground anyway. My first paintings were sitting on my floor.
Yeah.
And I've never been one to have
Easel, yeah.
I didn't even know the word at first.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like to be able to be painting and be low so anybody can see it.
Yeah.
I love it when somebody walks by and goes, oh, I could do that. Because I get that from them.
Yeah, I've heard you say that to
me. And I love it because I've often stopped people or stopped what I was doing and went and got them. I said, you really can. You really should.
Yeah.
And what's been great about especially Arts in the Heart is I've met more than I can count these people that come up, and I often even give away one of my brushes. If I feel inspired for somebody that's going like, I've always wanted to paint and so and so and so, and after talking with you, I think I'm going to go get some paints. Well, I've had people come back the next year and go, look what I've been doing. They open their phone and go, look at these paintings I did.
That's awesome.
Because you said that. And you remember that brush you gave me?
Yeah.
And so for that to even happen is a mind-blowing thing.
That is awesome, man.
Because, I feel undeserving. But I kind of wish, too, maybe I'd have had that when I was a kid. I could have gotten started quicker because mine was an accident. And I was never really told. I mean, I had great parents, and they did their own thing. My mom sang in the choir, was an Avon lady. My dad was a master sergeant and an electronics guy. So I got everything I needed from them, but nobody really exposed me to art.
Right.
And one thing, my aunt had painted this little pig in a little wooden tub, like, with a soap and a sponge or whatever. And I remember that little painting, and like you were saying about the music earlier, like, how can they do that? I remember looking at that little painting, it was about 8 by 10, and going, well, how could she do that?
Yeah.
And turn it sideways, just like you were listening to the headphones going like, how can they make that happen?
Yeah, how are they
Why
doing
is it doing this to me? And so I think that painting early on was something at least to spark that interest. And but I never really saw anybody. So I like to be at especially something like Arts in the Heart. And I used to paint at First Friday when it was a little different.
Yeah.
And just paint out there in front of Mellow Mushroom.
Yeah.
Or Not Your Mama's or wherever, and just so people can see it.
Yeah, you're right about that, kind of pushing people into it because, I started writing poetry was what I started doing. And
really? Okay.
It's funny because I had 2 suitcases full of writings whenever my fire happened.
Right.
And I'm a minimalist, right? So those were the only things that I'd carried for 20 fucking years,
Right.
Everywhere I'd go, I'd have those.
Yeah.
That's like my prized possession. It was like my gold.
Right.
And whenever the fire happened, I remember thinking, fuck, all of that work is gone. All of it's gone. But at the same time, I had to count my blessings because not only was I alive, but it kind of freed me up from that old material.
Well,
and
like
I
you
have
said
a
that
fresh,
a minute ago, even about possessions, so it did that with material too.
Yeah,
with
and it's like I got a clean slate. Now let's just do, because a lot of whenever I was younger, I wrote about teen angst and
of course.
all that stuff. And now I'm so much more a positive person. I can start putting that out into the world, and that old material is gone. It's like I shed my skin or something. But whenever I was younger, I wrote my first poem. It was an assignment, and I wrote it.
Oh well, then that was good. You were forced to do it, kind of.
Yeah, and my English teacher, she grabbed me after the class and stopped me, and she was like, "This is right here. This is good."
Oh, good.
And she said, you need to continue writing. No matter what you do, you need to write.
Right.
And so I started like a madman. I'd write every day. And I accumulated a lot of work, and I never threw any of it away.
Right.
Some of it was good, some of it was bad. But
well, I think though that you got to get that stuff out. You should write everything that you're supposed to write.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've even.
But I wouldn't have done it unless she said, this is good. Right. Keep doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, in that same way, one of the things that helped me with the art was I had a handful of paintings. I guess maybe it was 20-ish or something, smaller paintings. So I put them in a cardboard box.
Yeah.
And so a friend of mine told me about the art professor up at USC Aiken, Al Byer, who's a real accomplished artist, anyway. And they said, you should take your art up to them and see what he thinks. So I went up there with a cardboard box, and I walked in, and I had this box in my hand. He goes, can I help you? I go, well, somebody told me to come up to you and ask you if this was art. He goes, well, okay, put it over here. I put it in the desk in front of him, and he picks one up and goes, well, this has so-and-so and so, and then he picks this other one up and goes, in your composition here, and I must have looked really confused. He goes, you don't know what I mean by composition? I said, not really. He goes, well, that's the way you got things spaced around.
Right.
Like, oh, okay, yeah, yes.
Okay.
The way I put one here and one here. He goes, yeah, that. So what was really cool, though, then he said, like one of those statements, he said, well, I said, well, is it cool? Is it art? And he goes, yeah. He said, well, what you have, he said, what you have here is what we try to teach. He goes, a lot of times we're trying to get this out of somebody. He said, this is already coming out of you.
Right.
So he said, I wouldn't want to teach you anything. He said, but you can come into my class anytime you want to here at the college.
Oh, far out.
And set up your stuff and paint it anytime and come and go as you please.
Whoa.
Anytime.
That's awesome.
And if you want me to chime in, I'll chime in. And if you want me to just let you create in there, you can. He said, but you are welcome. He said, you're welcome.
See, that's
for me, for the art professor, I went, oh,
yeah.
So it's not just me thinking it's all right? 'Cause I wasn't even sure if it was all right. I liked it, but I wasn't sure if it was all right. Or
man, that is awesome.
Cool or whatever.
See, that's a beautiful thing for me because the people that are in my band right now, I look up to as musicians.
Yeah.
And my cousin Judge, Lefty J, the lead guitarist, he has been playing for 40 plus years, and he's the reason why I started playing music because I would watch his bands and I would be like, I want to do that.
Right.
And now he plays my original compositions,
cool.
And so it's just a beautiful thing. I've had such an enjoyable time talking to Billy today.
Ow.
Sometimes I get a guest in here and the time just shoots by like it's nothing. And this has been one of those shows. But let people know how they can get in touch with you, where you're going to be at, all that jazzy jazz.
Well, my Facebook is Billy S. Art and Music. You can always check that out and get in touch with me through there. My art's at Mellow Mushroom and Not Your Mama's, a couple of places, Beveled Edge and Lottie Da over in North Augusta. I'm no longer at Myrtle Beach House of Blues. There might be a painting up on the walls in there, but as far as that, and there's a few paintings out at the Mellow and Evans.
Right.
Most of them are ones they bought from me.
Oh, that's
but I do
cool.
a lot of commission stuff. I may be at Arts in the Heart this year, and again, working on some new music and a new website. A friend of mine's helped me put up a little Billy S. website.
Hell yeah. Well, you guys Google Billy S. and make sure and support him and support everybody around here in our local art scene. We've got a really nice scene going on right now. Everybody's really nice and sweet and really supportive of each other. And we want to continue that energy. We want to continue that positive way of thinking in our community. So I would like to thank Greenlight Studios for having us here today. Morganic's the man. And we'll see y'all next week. And I'm not sure who my guest is going to be, but I'm sure it'll be fun. I'll try to get somebody fun in here. But so if you want to get in touch with the show, get in touch with us at the Soulcast at mail.com. Write in suggestions for guests, whatever. And holler at us, and we'll see you next time. Peace. Thanks, man. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Warning, you will never be the same because you have been listening to the Soulcast with your host, Happy Bones. We'll see you next week.
Never thought that you'd see.
ending our lives, you realize. Doomsday's for sure, it's just a matter of time, a matter of, oh. Come now, let's run to what's right. For little boys and girls who wanna play in the park and be free. Don't wanna be like me, wanna have to worry. I've got more of this to make up my mind. Oh, I will fight. Fear holds me down. But I know I will leave from this ground eventually. Please free the earth. Let it grow wild. It will save our beautiful earth. All of these crimes against the world, ending our lives, you realize. Doomsday's for sure, it's just a matter of time, a matter of, oh. Come now, let's run to what's right. For little boys and girls who wanna play in the park and be free. Don't wanna be like me, wanna have to worry. I've got more of this to make up my mind. Oh, I will fight. I will fight. My soul will be free. I will fight. My soul will be free. I will fight. My soul will be free. I will fight. Fight, yeah. I will fight. My soul will be free. I will fight. My soul will be free. I will fight. My soul will be free. I will fight. I will fight. Yeah, 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 yeah. I will fight. Yeah, 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 yeah. I will fight. My soul will be free. 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 Yeah. My soul will be free. It's been days since my soul will be free. Alone in my soul will be free. It's been days since they cried. Ask me my soul. The nerve of this is yours. They must stay waiting to be made. It's fuel for the fire. It's fuel for the fire. It's burning deep down inside.